here want to talk to you about what I call deal generation, or you'll probably still call it lead generation, in the internet world, in the post pandemic world. Both of those two factors have changed how you should look for leads in your company quite dramatically. The first point I'd like to make is think deal generation. What do I mean by that? Well, a lead generation, a lead, what is a lead? It's a qualified prospect, qualified meaning they fit the criteria of a potential purchaser and have the need of what you're supplying. And you've got the contact details with them, the name, the email, and hopefully the phone number, sometimes not even that. That's what a lead is. So it's a cold call. You then quite often pass them to cold callers or something to actually warm them up, rapport them, get brochures out, whatever it is. Deal generation is not so much this pushing out, it's pulling in. It's exactly the opposite direction, and it requires a different mindset. So, the mindset of salespeople is to be urgent, to be pushing out, to be constantly making those messages. It's all push, push, push. That's how sales works. But the internet world has changed that into pull, and the post pandemic world is making the leads a bit thinner, so you have to get really good at this. The good news is there are ways that you can get lots of leads for your business, and even if there's only one in a thousand interested, to home in on that one and to do it several thousand times and not be talking to all those others and paying people to have a very low hit rate. So listen up, because I'm going to tell you through this video the 30 key steps. Actually, you can look at my deal generation ebook and you can download it on my website and actually get the tips all written out and how to put them into place. But this is everything that you need to know. I'm not going into the detail of how you set up banners or something. I'm telling you what you need to do. So this is at a higher level. It's going to tell you how you need to think differently, and this should hopefully change your whole mindset about how to build your business. So deal generation is about attracting people in. It's so we call what we call lead magnets even. It's the name of the landing pages we send people to. So rather than pushing out, at first you're not even selling. I've talked to a lot of people who have had successful campaigns on LinkedIn, Facebook, other social media platforms, and they repeatedly say that the success has come from they never sell. Not a little bit, they never sell. They purely get some message out. They give away free education or something else of value just to get the brand up. This is the first point. And as salespeople, we're just itching to go. We've got to close deals. We've got to hit our target. So it's not in our nature, but it's the other way around. So attraction marketing is where it's happened. Now it's happened for various reasons. I mean, first of all of the big tech giants have got everybody used to having stuff for free. You'll probably go onto Google and surf something today, and yet everybody does, and yet we haven't paid a penny for that. We don't pay for email. We're very used to a whole range of things for free now. That's how the tech world has set it up. Even software services, you always get free trials before you actually have to buy. So people have very used to that. The second reason is the internet has actually given rise to a whole range of crooks, scammers that can use the internet from all sorts of nefarious parts of the world. And I doubt if there's anybody out there that doesn't get a daily email from some scammer or crook or somebody wanting something ridiculous that is actually crooked. And we've had all sorts of things on the news about how hackers have taken down this, that, and the other. So that has resulted in us, we don't know, like, and trust easily. Know, liking, and trusting somebody has become magnified by a factor of 10. So before we do business with people, we want to know really who they are, their brand, their recognition, their credibility, big time. So that has actually been amplified. So the rapport building, the openers of the sales have become far more important. So to do that, you start off online, you give away something of free value. So even in your blogs on LinkedIn or whatever, give away free value. Don't think selling. You've got to get your name out there with credibility. Now, to a funnel, to sales, and I use the word funnel. What is a sales funnel? Let me quickly say, a sales funnel isn't a new idea. It came from, in the old, we used to say the rule of seven, which the rule of seven says, on average, in any industry, it takes 7 contacts before anybody will become a customer. So it could be ringing, emailing, mail shotting, visiting, whatever it is. It takes 7 to warm them up to it. So the funnel is taking them through that process. Imagine you're selling, for example, TVs, and you're in front of an audience of 2,000 people, and you ask them to put their hand up if they're looking to buy a TV at the moment. How many people do you think, what percentage of them will actually be looking for a TV at the moment? 3, 4, maybe 5%. But if you said who expects to buy a TV over the forthcoming years, then you probably find that 3 or 4% goes to 30 or 40%. So the iceberg behind the tip is really thinking long term. So that's something else you've got to do, not just urgent sales, but long term ones. That's what deal generation is about. It's about building up a database that you own for the long term, for people to keep contacting until they buy, with automated follow ups. So the first thing we need to really look at is you need to define your market niche really precisely. Now people tell me, yeah, we've done that, and I say, okay, tell me what your audience is, and it really is too general. You got to be absolutely exacting on who your audience or audiences are, because online you can get to that exact audience, that congregation, really quite effectively. So that's the first thing that's really important, to define that, because if you don't know who you want to attract, you're going to struggle attracting them. Now, once you've attracted them, you need to really understand the power of free. Because people have a problem with this. They give away their secrets or all that they've learned, the ways of doing things, their trade, intellectual property, giving it away for free, what they're doing in an ebook, or which is the most common, or perhaps a webinar. The ebook is like 90% of it, depends on your industry a bit, which is useful. And it's not a sales brochure, it's giving advice, it's educating on your subject. So you need to understand the power of free. You put it on a landing page, and I'll tell you how to do that later, so that people can put in their email and name and download it. They've effectively paid for it by going onto your database, permitting you to contact them again in the future. So you'll have software that absolutely captures that, all automated. And this is what it's all about. So when they read it, they now will see, so if you've written it well, which is a key thing, you'll have know, like, and trust working into there. So you offer immediate value, you give away a free EB, and you look for every opportunity to automate. There's usually a lot of setup time and cost, like writing an ebook, but once you've done it, you can just replenish it. It can just go on and on and on and on. You can keep using the same material. So then it becomes very cheap indeed to generate sort of leads and deals into your business. So you need to plan your funnels. So when they go to that landing page, they go to another page, and that might have a whole range of things, an upsell offer, a downsell offer, something else, depends on your business. There's lots of different paths they can take. Usually you have to experiment a bit. Some of the funnel software sites, well, all of them will give you templates. I use one called Builderall, which is by far the best in my opinion, which I'll tell you about, which is all on my website. They'll do all of that for you. So they'll set you up with the template. You only have to change your logo and a few words of copy and so forth to get it all going, and link to automatic scheduled email follow-ups. And there's a trick to how you write those emails. But once you get them on board, you're not employing anybody. The robots of the internet are sending out messages all the time, warming them up. Not sales messages still, but really value, education, tips, things that won't annoy people, things that they'll find of value, which are building up that reputation, all automated. So you have to build your reputation before selling, and you have to captivate your audience with really some stunning copy. People get into the software when they look at funnels and so forth, but actually 99% of the important thing is the quality of the wording that you use. So it's what you say and what you put. That's actually what people will value you for. And you should use a personal content style. Talk to people as though you're talking to one person. Make it very offhand, informal. That's the way that's just been proven to work. You don't want studio made looking things. You want it natural, and talking to people as though you're talking to somebody who's a friend of yours. Now, you can inspire urgency and act now and so forth. You can be fun, you can be informative. You should do all of those things. You should figure out your audience, what are their existing concerns, and address them in your copy. That's a whole different subject, and I'll be doing a video on some key copywriting tips to actually get you going. There's actually some good resources online. So you keep working on that. I suggest you open a Builderall account. All the software you need is on there, and you get a free trial for 2 weeks, and it's very, very cheap and cost effective. Really doesn't matter. But you can use interactive chats you can put on there, all automated. This is what it's all about. So you're attracting people in and then have an automated system to carry them forward. So while I call it deal generation, is these people are coming in quite often who have ordered already, because you can do that online, or they're ready to order, and they certainly feel comfortable with you, and they feel that they know, like, and trust you already. So they've seen, read, watched a lot of your stuff. You're not a stranger to them. They might be a stranger to you, but not the other way around, which is the important thing. So this is better than lead generation and products. And we can do all this for you, but in what we sell with our deal bundles, these are deals coming in, hot prospects, not cold leads that are qualified people to sort of call. Then that's the way you need to think. Now, there's various ways you can do this. You can pay us to do it for you. You can open an account with Builderall and do it yourself. There are even people that give you free trials and things to get a funnel going, and to try and get some money in first before you start paying anything out. Advise me on that. Tell me what you're looking for, and I'll always be happy for somebody in my team to advise you on that. Okay, now you need to be building those databases. You need to be thinking about long term, in fact, several databases, because that is really what the key asset of any company is now. It is that database. And as we move forward on this pandemic, that's going to be really key, getting into those people that have money and the need. And the have money, so many people miss this one. Somebody might have a need for what you've got, but to be harsh about it, if they haven't got money to back it, it's not a commercial reality. So you've got to chase people with the money and find audiences who have got money in whatever you can offer. And if what you're offering is having problems, change how you offer it, change something that fits in. Be marketing led. Think, what will the market pay money for to me at the moment, not what do I want to give and go out and sell it. It's all about attraction. It's all about information coming in. Ultimately, you can, when you've got this in place, you can then recruit salespeople on various schemes. You can have what we call blended or remote people that are working on very low basics or commission, largely commission, that are actually now fed with all of these very hot prospect leads and will have a high conversion rate, and therefore they'll be profitable pretty much from day one. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Do look at our ebook. Do subscribe to the channel, and because I produce regular videos, usually every day. So have a fantastic time. Have a great day, and look forward to seeing you soon.